morning, everybody. Hope you all had a great weekend. First of all, Mark, birthday coming up, Friday the 7th. Happy birthday to Mark. Cheers on him.
54.
Nick's not even out here, is he? Switching stuff was next, but Nick's not even here. I'll go through some alerts while we're waiting. No, he was doing that, so we won't go through that. Is it coming? Can someone go? Oh, there he is. Here he is. Got your swap. Alright, so Nick's going to go through previous week's switching toolbox and then a couple of alerts, or one alert, I think.
Yeah, just the one. Alright, so last week's switching discussion summary. So, just in general, we got main earth location on SPs. So, when it's written down on the SP, they are a reference against the limit of isolation. The main earths can be put anywhere between where that's stated on the SP and the work location. So just clarifying that, I'm not sure who might have brought that one up, but just highlight that one. So, and be aware that the new style of DFs also have the potential to fail while switching, which we did have one last week, that the interlock didn't open, so be aware. Ongoing, tough bed navigation issues, SAP are aware and are working to rectify the issue, so not much more we can do on that, so just be aware and don't treat the locations as viable. Reinforce, so we got maintain the extendable sticks. So we've got a few reports of them starting to be sticky or defectable and all that. So pull them apart, clean them up, and if you still got issues with them, please let your TSW6 know and we'll get them fixed, changed over, or whatever needs to be done. So just clarifying on last week's when working on covered conductor or ABC. So if you're working in an MEN area where there is no possible location to put your working earths, the double oscillation is required. In a CMEN area where there is no possible location to put your earths, you can have your main earths at remote ends of the cable and no working earths. So is there any questions around any of that? So that's the difference, obviously, MEN versus CMEN areas. All right. What have we got? That's pretty much it, guys. 95 days since our last incident, and just to reinforce our 0700 start times with our briefings. Can we fly straight to that as well?
Yeah, go through that, mate.
Following on, switching alert 466. In a nutshell, without going in too deep, the item on the SP was to place to non-order and neutral tap for a voltage regulator when doing a feeder tie. The SP didn't have neutral tap written in it, so I didn't refer to that at all. So the crew rang up and got it amended on the day.
Cheers, Nick. Alright, so just a quick update on next week's work. Pretty similar. We're sending 3 crews up to Palmer again to assist with the restring tomorrow and the day after. Pole replacements, HV and LV maintenance. We got a test connect and energise this morning, today. A couple of load switch replacements and a customer connect on the run later on in the week. That's pretty well it for the work. So just some general depot stuff. With the coronavirus obviously kicking right off interstate, just a reminder for vigilance with hygiene standards like washing hands, sanitizer, social distancing, wiping down meeting rooms and stuff like that. Again, want to be ahead of the game if it does end up getting back here. A couple more general depot stuff. If you're working on LAHA, which a lot of people have been recently, there's a spot in your timesheet where you can select LAHA. Make sure you select that, because that's, if you're doing overtime, when you'd be normally entitled to an overtime bill, it'll stop that, because obviously you're getting paid LAHA, so you can't be getting both. But you need to tick that box, so that's pretty straightforward. Next one, there's been some timesheeting issues apparently. If you're having issues putting your timesheets in, they recommend just turning your phone on and off. So give that a go. If that doesn't work, come see one of us. But apparently that will fix it. And lastly, the EMG is visiting on 11th of August. So we'll be having a breakfast here for that. I think there is some hole changes on that day, so just if 11th of August, if you have anything on that afternoon, there's potential the day might go late, so just let your 6 know too, if you can't work late for that day. Right. And don't have breakfast that morning. Alright, lastly we just got 3 safety alerts which Renty's going to run through for us.
Yeah, so one is lost time and injury. So what happened, there was a TSW patrolling the feeder at night. There was no access via U, so he was just doing feeder patrol on foot. And just with his headlamp, couldn't quite see, it was shrub and stuff, so he's ended up stepping into a little creek and hurt his knee. Went and sourced medical attention, done his medial ligament. Yeah, so he's off work, so just be vigilant. If you are doing feeder patrols or anything on foot, just take your time. Make sure you got your correct footing and stuff before you commit. Injury to ankle, so there was a contractor working on the Littlehampton Plet, was going to the toilet, and there was some paving that subsided, ended up rolling his ankle. Went to medical attention as well, ankle was swelled, couldn't get an x-ray. So again, just to do with the ground surfaces, just take care. And a customer switchboard energisation. So this was actually us last week. We were issuing a NAP to Sparkies at Swan Reach, so they could carry out consumer cable repairs. And upon relinquishing the NAP, the boys we checked all clear and told them they were going to liven up. Turns out there was a communication breakdown there and everyone wasn't all clear. We ended up livening up the main switchboard that Customer Connect officers were still working on. So again, even though the boys did check all clear, they checked it with the Sparky and there was quite a few people on site. So if any of you guys find yourself in that situation, go around to everyone that's on site and personally make sure that they're clear. Right, and that's under investigation, so there'll probably be more to come from that.
Cheers, Renty. And anyone else got anything you want to bring up? No? Rightio, everyone have a safe week then. Cheers.